Hey everyone, and welcome to another Marks and Crafts review. As you can tell, things are a bit different, but also if you've clicked on this video, you already know what's in this box, so we'll move over to the side with English. So this is the Figuarts Zero Super Saiyan 3 Son Goku Dragon Fist Explosion. I did show this figure in my December delivery video. It is now January 22nd, and I'm finally opening it up. So we'll quickly go through this figure. This is a sort of crown jewelish sort of figure in my collection. I've always wanted Goku doing the Dragon Fist, and this is a very good one to have. All things considered, I would have probably wanted the figure to be a bit bigger, but it is a Figuarts Zero, so what are you going to do? These are nice figures anyway, it's just that sometimes I prefer my figures to be a bit bigger. The Figuarts Zero line, they're non-scale, but they're roughly around 112, 110-ish, because they're in the same scale as the SH Figuarts line. And it basically looks like them doing something of an effect, and it is a statue. So you can see going around the box, multiple shots of the figure, looking great. Just really, really cool. You can see the figure in there, just looking amazing. And look, I don't really want to waffle on about this. This is a special edition. It's quite expensive depending on where you buy it. I got a bit lucky when I got it, and from what I've heard, it is a fantastic piece. You can see there's a little bit of a blurb about the Figuarts Zero line, as well as the Extra Battle line, which are these sort of more dynamic, diorama-ish sort of pieces in the sets. So basically, let's just get into it. Now, that looks cool. This is very, very cool. Now, I did see that tiny paint area. There's some other bits down here, whether or not you want to call that texturing or paint chipping or splotchy paint, that's up to you. But it gets me just a little bit. Just going to quickly have a look around. The shading is freaking amazing. Ooh, the spikes on the dragon are a little rubberish, so that's probably, so it's not too delicate, same as the tail. I actually quite like that. Now, while I am a little bit at odds with the dragon just cutting off partway through, I am glad that Goku himself does not cut off, so you get a full figure of Goku, which is nice. From what I can tell, this little, like, I don't know what you call it, but this little, like, strand on Shenron is meant, or the dragon is meant to come off just a little bit more, like a little more flared out, but that's okay. Let's have a closer look at Goku and go through everything bit by bit. His face is fantastic. The shading and detail work is amazing. I really like the Figuarts Zero line, even though I don't really collect them that much. They just impress me. The shading on his jacket, that's not just the trick of the light, there is actual shading on his gi, and it's just looks so nice. The detailing, texture work is absolutely fantastic. As we go further down, the pose is great. It's one of those things where if you see this figure from the right angle, it'll look absolutely incredible. Like, it looks fantastic now, but I'll get the right angle in a little bit because it's the angle that I'm viewing at it right now, but the camera's not viewing that angle, so you'll see it in a bit when you put it as like the full diorama. Look, this is one of those figures that looks good from multiple angles. So like, even though this isn't the optimal viewing angle, that still looks good. That looks pretty good too. That's not bad, even though like you're not meant to view it from the back. That's a little messy. That looks alright. That looks pretty okay. That looks great. Now, to show you the sort of optimal viewing angle, they sort of recommend it to be off to the side and down. So see if I can get that. Now, that looks cool. It's like he's coming right at you. Really well detailed, really fantastic. That's just great. The dragon's face is incredible. There's multiple tones of gold and yellow paint in here. The detail is just incredible. It's one of those things where it's like you can see why it was expensive and things like that. I like the metallic gold eyes, really catch the light really well. The tongue looks nice. The mouth details, both mouth details, look really good. Goku himself again looks great from this angle. He's just coming right at you. It looks amazing. Probably going to use that as the thumbnail, so I'll just hold him for a sec. But yeah, looks fantastic. Is a very beefy boy. Great detail work. The hair, I love the way the hair moves, how it flows out, and it flares out then down as a curve. That's great. The scale detail is fantastic. There's a lot of love and care that's been put into this figure. Any paint errors are quickly missed in the back or barely noticeable, so that's great. I heard that the Gogeta a year or two back had a lot of issues, so I'm glad that this one turned out a lot better. Some of the muscle detail, like right under his arm, looks a bit odd, but I'm not an expert, so I don't know. But yeah, this is really great, really iconic, really fantastic. It's one of those, even though it's not that big, it's one of those like centerpiece parts of like a collection. Yeah, look, it's just a great figure. There's not a whole lot to say about it, even though it is very premium and there's a lot of stuff to look at. There's not a lot to say beyond it being just really good. There aren't a lot of Dragon Fist figures. There aren't a lot of like Goku doing a move like this generally. I think there's a couple of him as Kid Goku. But if there was a Dragon Fist one, definitely not one like this. And it's a one-off move that he's only used like once or twice, and even then in movies, but there's something special about it, and I'm glad that they decided to make a figure like this. The Figuarts Zero line has been trying quite a bit different lately, so I am glad we're seeing stuff like this. I am keen to see where they go with these lines. The Janemba that they've had forever on prototype, I really hope that gets released because it looked really ambitious, but we'll see. But for now, this is great. It'll go right in the collection. I need to move a bunch of stuff for it, but the only thing I'm a bit worried about is the scale of this figure, because it is big but not too big, whereas like the Broly that I've got, that I showed in that December update video, is like, where is it? He's like much higher than this. I need to zoom out quite a bit. He's like, what? He's like several heads higher than this. Like, I need to pull it up. He's like probably even higher than this compared to the Goku. So while this is a centerpiece, it might get dwarfed by the Broly, so I need to figure out just where to put this Goku, so he doesn't get lost in it all. But otherwise, really great, love it. You can see from a distance it really catches the eye. And yeah, there's not really anything bad to say about it. Even when I saw the paint errors, it's only very minor, and there are a couple on his hair in the back, but I didn't focus on those, so there's no real issue. So yeah, it's just a really rock solid figure. If you're a big Dragon Ball fan like I am, I imagine you've already got your eye on this one. And yeah, it is very good. I imagine that pretty much every figure has got the same quality as mine, so maybe only a few tiny paint issues here and there, but generally very consistent, very clean, very good. And yeah, that's just an all-round good figure. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll see you all next time.